When the brightly lit stage of America's Got Talent recently welcomed a seemingly innocent human creator accompanied by his perfectly synchronized metallic companions, millions of casual television viewers simply enthusiastically clapped at the technological novelty. They thought they were merely watching a highly entertaining, slightly futuristic dance routine designed strictly for temporary family amusement. They could not have been more completely wrong. What those millions of viewers actually blindly witnessed was the profoundly terrifying dawn of a massive industrial revolution disguised as primetime television entertainment. That flawless performance was absolutely not a simple audition. It was a highly calculated declaration of war directed at every single working human being within the global entertainment industry. Today, we are pulling back the curtain to thoroughly investigate why that specific robot army has sent massive shockwaves of pure terror directly through the fiercely beating hearts of highly paid Hollywood dancers, seasoned stage crews, and professional stunt actors. The devastating eradication of the rehearsal process. To completely comprehend the paralyzing fear rapidly gripping the professional dancing community, we must strictly analyze the exhausting architecture of live performance preparation. For decades, creating a massive live stage performance required hundreds of grueling hours of highly paid human rehearsal.
Professional choreographers depend on renting massively expensive studio spaces for several consecutive weeks, meticulously drilling complex rhythmic movements into exhausted human bodies that constantly require water breaks, nutritional lunches, and mandated resting periods. The terrifying introduction of fully autonomous dancing humanoids instantly, permanently eradicates this massive preparatory ecosystem. The creator simply codes the complex choreographic mathematics into the central server exactly one single time, instantly downloading that physical perfection directly into the metallic brains of 10 different units simultaneously. There are absolutely no forgotten rhythmic steps, zero confusing stage directions, and no need to stop a rehearsal because a dancer sprained an ankle. This completely destroys the economic foundation of the choreography industry, rendering thousands of dance captains utterly obsolete overnight. The terrifying financial mathematics of iron dancers. Beyond the profound artistic implications, the absolute darkest secret terrifying entertainment executives lies entirely within the brutal reality of corporate financial mathematics. Hiring an elite squad of perfectly synchronized human background dancers for a massive stadium tour costs millions of hard-earned dollars. The touring company is legally obligated to pay for hundreds of expensive international flight tickets, luxurious hotel rooms, daily food catering budgets, comprehensive medical insurance premiums, and demanding nightly performance salaries. The completely silent metallic army mathematically bypasses every single one of those expensive human requirements. Once the initial manufacturing purchase is finalized, these flawlessly synchronized mechanical performers demand absolutely zero daily salaries. They never complain about terrible sleeping accommodations, they never demand organic catering, and they seamlessly power down inside cheap shipping crates during dark travel days. For profit-driven corporate executives, utilizing a free mechanical army is a terrifying financial inevitability. The absolute elimination of human error and fatigue. The fundamental reality of any massive live theatrical performance is the constant, terrifying threat of catastrophic human error. No matter how many thousands of hours a human being spends practicing their craft, they are ultimately bound by their inherently fragile biological limitations. Human dancers sweat heavily, their muscles cramp under physical stress, their minds momentarily blank on live television, and emotional exhaustion frequently destroys the perfect synchronization of the massive group. The terrifying mechanical army that gracefully marched onto the television stage fundamentally shatters this accepted biological limitation.
Their powerful titanium joints never grow tired. Their advanced gyroscopic stabilization processors never randomly lose balance on a slippery floor. And their artificial intelligence brains execute complex spatial mathematics perfectly, thousands of times without a single millimeter of deviation. This physical perfection creates an impossible new standard of live entertainment that fragile human beings simply cannot mathematically hope to successfully compete against. The invisible death of the entertainment union. A massive foundational pillar of the entire modern Hollywood entertainment machinery is the highly powerful presence of labor unions. These aggressive organizations actively exist to protect fragile human performers from massive corporate exploitation, strictly enforcing complex legal rules regarding maximum daily working hours, demanding safe environmental stage conditions, and actively negotiating fair minimum wage salaries. The terrifying sudden arrival of flawlessly capable mechanical stage performers directly violently threatens to completely destroy the structural integrity of these deeply powerful labor unions. A highly advanced mechanical robot absolutely cannot join a labor union. It cannot angrily participate in a disruptive industry strike, and it obediently works for 24 consecutive hours without ever demanding a legally mandated resting period.
Television producers are currently secretly watching these brilliant metallic performances with massive greedy smiles, realizing that replacing unionized human workers with an obedient mechanical workforce will completely crush the power of organized human labor. The inevitable evolution into dangerous stunt replacements. While the terrified human background dancers are currently absorbing the massive initial shockwave of this technological terror, the highly specialized professional Hollywood stunt community is currently deeply quietly panicking in the dark shadows. If these highly advanced machines can flawlessly execute complex choreographic dance routines with perfect balance on live national television, the terrifying logical next step is brutally obvious. In a few short years, these massive mechanical bodies will absolutely inevitably entirely replace fragile human beings in highly dangerous cinematic stunt sequences. Massive movie studios spend millions of dollars ensuring incredibly brave human stunt actors who constantly violently risk paralyzing their spines by jumping out of exploding buildings, by simply actively programming an incredibly cheap mechanical humanoid to flawlessly execute the dangerous physical maneuver and strictly utilizing advanced digital manipulation to seamlessly paint the famous lead actor's face onto the metallic body. The massive studio entirely permanently eliminates the expensive requirement for human bravery.
The complete erasure of artistic spontaneity. There is a deeply profound, incredibly magical element that happens when massive groups of passionate human beings dance completely together on a massive stage. It is the beautiful, completely unpredictable reality of raw human emotion successfully pouring directly out of their sweating bodies. A genuinely brilliant human dancer actively breathes massive organic life directly into the choreography, sometimes intentionally slightly altering a rhythmic movement to completely connect with the screaming live audience. This beautiful, irreplaceable organic artistic spontaneity is entirely permanently assassinated by the cold introduction of perfectly synchronized mechanical performers. While their incredibly sharp physical movements are technically undeniably mathematically flawless, they are completely, entirely devoid of any actual genuine living soul. The profound terror gripping the professional artistic community is not simply about losing their massive financial paychecks. It is the terrifying realization that massive corporate entertainment executives firmly believe that a cold mechanical simulation is an acceptable substitute for genuine human passion. The massive downward pressure on human wages. Even if massive live entertainment productions decide completely not to entirely violently, permanently replace every single human performer with a cold, mechanical alternative immediately, the incredibly mere massive public existence of this flawless technology serves as an incredibly, completely terrifying psychological weapon. In massive future contract negotiations, powerful corporate entertainment producers will actively use the heavy threat of complete mechanical replacement to aggressively force deeply terrified human dancers and stage crew members to entirely accept significantly lower financial salaries and deeply worse working conditions. The cold corporate message silently echoing throughout the massive industry is brutally clear. Either you silently accept this terrible financial offer without ever complaining, or we will absolutely instantly replace your complaining biological human body with a silent, highly obedient machine that dances infinitely vastly better than you possibly could. This massive technological leverage will absolutely inevitably continuously drag the entire global standard of living downward for dedicated professional artists. The normalization of the mechanical stage. The deeply terrifying psychological brilliance of actively utilizing the massive America's Got Talent television platform to completely publicly launch this massive robotic army is heavily rooted in the highly dangerous concept of cultural normalization.
By actively presenting these highly capable machines strictly within the deeply familiar, heavily comfortable context of a friendly family entertainment competition, the massive technological company is aggressively manipulating the massive global public into entirely blindly accepting mechanical performers as a completely normal, highly acceptable part of the massive global entertainment landscape. When millions of deeply, completely innocent children completely excitedly cheer for a metallic dancing robot on massive primetime television, they are completely secretly, entirely blindly, heavily enthusiastically cheering for the highly inevitable permanent violent destruction of the entirely beautiful, profoundly historically magical tradition of live human theatrical performance, aggressively permanently replacing genuine human connection with cold industrial mathematics.